Happy Father's Day. We are about a week, less than a week now from June 22nd, which is a huge day for our organization, and hopefully a really big day for our city. We have an obstacle course, the Grizzly Good Obstacle Course, with 8 nonprofits, local nonprofits that are putting together what is just a incredibly creative and fun and exciting thing. It's family friendly. I hope you come out for that. And then later we have the concert with Parker Brown and Wes Urbaniak and two homegrown Billings native guys that are just incredible musicians. And man, I really hope our city shows up for this and our city shows up and supports our nonprofits and supports our musicians. And no, I hope that this Saturday is a really great day for us. So I've got something I'm going to read here in just a second, and it truly is a reflection of what our identity is at Pay Love Forward, what it is that we're doing, why the 22nd is such an important day, not because it's a concert or a race, but because it's an opportunity to tell our story and what it is that we're building and what it is that we're doing, and a launching point for all of the future work that we have to do. And I mean this so very sincerely, that we are just getting started. So I'm going to read this here. I believe you should be careful with your words, especially if you're a leader. I wanted to be careful with these words, so I wrote them down. I've told you again and again, this is a revolution and I'm a radical. And we're going to remake this city in the image of Christ. I do not mean that I want to convert you or tell you how to live your life or that I want your money. I mean that we're going to live out the reality of Christ, and it is going to transform our community. This is a very particular kind of revolution because it starts right here. It starts in your heart and in mine. It starts with our families, with our neighbors. It starts with you, everywhere you go, and everything that you do. At Pay Love Forward, we're building compassionate communities. A compassionate community is two things. It's a shared objective and a shared ethic. The objective is anything we're here to do. It could be LARPing, it could be climbing, it could be trail running. It's what brings us together. It's what attracts people. The ethic is everything, and the ethic is what binds us together. So our ethic is to pay love forward, to invest in others in ways that multiply, to live for others, to sacrifice, to put others before ourselves. And we're going to build communities around that ethic. The objective doesn't matter at all. The ethic is everything. The measure of our community is my son Gentry. He has Down syndrome and just survived his battle with cancer. And when my son grows up, if he could walk into any one of our communities, whether it's climbing, trail running, LARPing, swing dancing, or any of the other ones that we've built, it doesn't matter. If he could walk in those doors and be treated with love and respect and compassion, then we're doing what we're here to do. You should also know that when I say the word love, I don't mean something soft and squishy or something that's meant to make everybody feel fuzzy and warm inside. I mean something fierce, something ferocious, something that stands for what is right, something that defends others, even when that is impossibly hard. Something that keeps getting back up again, even when you've been knocked down more times than you can count. When I say love, I'm saying something that should terrify you and should terrify anybody that stands in its way. You should also know that to stand for something is to stand against its opposite. That's part of this. I'm telling you now that if you believe in the myth of the other, that a person who looks different than you or comes from somewhere else or dresses different or has a funny accent, that person is your enemy, then you are not standing where I'm standing and you are not building what I am building. If you stand with those who stoke the flames of resentment and fear, if you believe that lying and infidelity are wrong but ignore them in your leaders, if you stand with those who pursue power above the empowerment of others, then you are not standing beside me and you are not building what we are building. If you believe that the world is divided into us and them, or that it is a zero-sum game with winners and losers, if you believe that those who do not believe exactly the same things that you believe are less than you or deserve less than you have, if you stand with those who build walls before bridges, then you are not standing with us and you are not building what we are building. At Pay Love Forward, we believe that what brings us together is far more powerful than what divides us. The rising tide lifts all ships, and that's what we are. That's what Pay Love Forward is. We're the rising tide. At our communities, we don't care if you're black, white, blue, orange, Mormon, Jewish, LGBTQ, special needs, or anything else. If you come through our doors, you will be treated with love and dignity and humanity. I was thinking about whether or not this group was political. What would that mean if we are? I'm not actually sure I can answer that yes or no. I do know that I truly believe that we shouldn't talk about politics or religion before we get to know each other, before we've taken the time to hear each other's stories. I know that everything starts with how we live, how we choose to live, how we conduct ourselves, and how we treat other people. That's the best place to start. And if we start there in our communities, maybe we can figure some of the rest of the stuff out. So, are we political? Probably. Are we religious? We might be that too. I'm also not particularly a religious person. I don't go to church every Sunday. And if I'm being honest, I'm not particularly impressed with the church these days. As my father does, I call myself a Christ follower. When I say that, I'm talking about the person who spent his time with prostitutes, tax collectors, and lepers. I'm talking about the one who walked the streets, who bled for others. I'm talking about the person who loved others above all else, even when it cost him everything. I'm talking about a radical and a revolutionary. Those are the shoes I try and walk in. When I say pay love forward, what I'm really saying is, what would Jesus do? And so know this, I'm about my Father's business, both the one in this life and in the one after. I hope we see you on the 22nd. It's going to be a great day for Billings.